Last episode I realised that time was not on my side. At the current rate that I'm doing these episodes, there is no way I'd finish. There are just too many places left to visit. In an effort to finish this series, I decided to do the next 4 towns on my list back to back. Last episode we went to Hunmanby, which was basically a normal York Review episode, but we didn't go home after. Instead, we turned our eyes north.
Hi, I'm Stuart Morris. I'm cycling to every large town near me in order of ascending distance and rating them, with the end goal of reaching Flamborough. This is York Review.
For you guys, maybe 2 or 3 weeks have passed since the last episode. I'm still here eating this cheesecake, and the cycle to Filey is going to be quite short from here. In fact, I think you can see it already. It's going to be about 20 minutes. There's going to be quite a short cycling montage. I'll see you there. The sun was getting quite low in the sky. I'd spent too long in Hunmanby, and it will be a race to finish Filey on time. We spent most of the cycle there on this fairly interesting coastal road, complete with its own caravan park and beach houses, and this very enthusiastic front garden. Just as I was getting warmed up, I'd already reached my destination.
Treasure to discover. Beautiful. I can get a fish and chips while I'm here.
Filey is a seaside town just south of Scarborough, and it's a well-known Yorkshire beauty spot which was frequently visited by novelist Charlotte Bronte. The town lies on several trails, including the Cleveland Way from Helmsley, the Yorkshire Wolds Way from Hessle, and it's also the endpoint for the 70-mile Great Yorkshire bike ride from Wetherby. Huh, what kind of weirdo would do a cycle like that? Cycling today was way too easy. I mean, I've not done something that short since first episode. That was like twice the distance to York. It was at this point I noticed the long chippy queues, and I was starting to get nervous about my dinner plans. Here's the thing about Filey, right? It's like 10 to 6 at the moment, and literally every bench I've seen is full of people just eating fish and chips, and there are people wandering around the centre with boxes, looking lost and confused, trying to find somewhere to eat it. It's like some fish and chips based apocalypse. Eventually I managed to find a place with a deceptively short queue, but I wasn't the only hungry scavenger in Filey that evening. They're ready. It's a bit of a long wait for the fish and chips. I've lost even more daylight, but it's absolutely worth it. These are fantastic. Proper seaside fish and chips. I've got a pretty good view with it as well. And yes, for those of you keeping score, within the past 10 hours I had eaten a large box of fish and chips, a wedge of cheesecake, and a full roast dinner. That's over 2,000 on-screen calories. That's a foolish diet for a cycling weekend. Do not try this at home. While Hunmanby was a little village near the beach, this is a legitimate coastal town. There's the town, and there's the coast. You've heard me harp on about Yorkshire in Bloom quite a lot on this show. It's the competition that a lot of towns sign up for, where they go and compete for prizes for their gardening expertise. Well, Filey has done one better, because Filey represented all of Yorkshire in the Britain in Bloom competition, and they even won gold. This bed was designed and planted by Filey and Bloom to commemorate the many ships destroyed along the coastline throughout the town's long history. You know, most places would just build a lighthouse. I don't know who this Michael Robinson guy is, but he's a lot taller than William Bradley. They've named the statue Finley. It was built to commemorate the decline of the fishing industry here in Filey. Filey used to be one of the leading fisheries in the UK, but as fishing stocks have declined recently in the North Sea, Filey has fallen onto hard times and many of the fishing stations have had to close down. The ships that they use in fishing in Filey are called cobbles, and there you can see a few of them just up the coast. I love this. Not only can I just walk up to all these boats and look at them, but they're actual boats as well, because Filey is still an active fishing town. It's great. Most of the fishing vessels you get in Filey are just these little cobbles. You can also get these specialist boats as well, called tractors. Hey, we've got the sailing club here. What does that sign say? Members of the public are warned that incoming tides will block their return. Uh-oh. Better get a move on.
There's an armband of beach. I can do this. Actually, this isn't even close. This is too dull to view, but I'm clearly going to make it.
Apparently you can get seals in these waters. I have to be very lucky to spot one now, I think. I've been eyeing up the cliffs to the north since I got here, and I was determined to finish the review on top. When you're bored of the seafront and walking along the beach, you can come up to the cliffs themselves in the Filey County Park and wander all the way across right to the edge. It's really interesting to go down, although I will say that in the past 30 minutes there has been so much fog up here, and you can see it. I mean, it might not come out on camera, but you can see the fog rolling in from the sea across the fields, slowly losing visibility everywhere, and I can't even see Hunmanby anymore. That's gone. This cliff walk is awesome. You've got a cliff on that side, and then just over here you've got a cliff on that side too. You're just on this little finger of land that stretches out into the sea. It's great. A stretch of land which is very quickly vanishing due to the mist. Oh my god, that's people. There are people fishing down there. Oh my god. Braver than I am. I can't come all this way and not see the end. Here we go. The end of the brig. Filey is the quintessential British seaside town. You have a plethora of fish and chips, which are of really high quality. You have the boats in the harbour. You have the beach itself, all the parks. It's a lovely place to visit. It has everything you could want for a touristy day out by the seaside. And even when you get bored of all that stuff, you have this sprawling cliff walk in the county park as well. I really like it here in Filey, and I'm going to give it a Yorkshire out of Yorkshire. With the night creeping in, I started cycling north, looking for a place to camp en route to Scarborough. Now this is wild camping paradise, just in a little bit of a clearing, just off the Cleveland Way on the way into Scarborough. It's setting me up in a good position to do the review tomorrow. Let's pitch up. narrate what was happening here, but even I can barely see what's going on. So instead I'll show something more visually interesting. Friend of the show, Dominic the Jackal Brown, sent in the first York Review meme I've ever seen. Let's watch.
Make it right, that is the way to turn my life around. Today is the day.
O'Neill Claymore Batat. O'Neill Claymore Batat. O'Neill Claymore Batat.
Hopefully more will follow. Oh look, I think I'm almost done. Funny thing about this tent is it's the same tent I took to the Why Not 2019 festival. This is a bit of a recurring joke now, and I think I should probably explain it for newcomers. In 2019 I went to the Why Not Music Festival, but before I went I made a playlist for it on Spotify. It became very popular, and was soon the #1 fan-made playlist. And then I overtook the official Why Not playlist from the organisers themselves. It may just be my proudest achievement. Hey, I think I'm finished.
Hello, hello, and welcome to my luxury sleeping tent. You can see I've got all the amenities here. I've got a pillow, and the bedding goes all the way down. See? So cozy. This should be fine. I'll sleep here. Tomorrow morning I'll head to Flamborough. Start episode 35. Hunmanby was good. Filey was great. Scarborough. That's the big one, so fingers crossed.
But sleep would have to wait. One of my pegs came out and I needed to fix it.
Here, don't worry, lad. I'm not here to chase you. Let's have a conversation. You and I ask a question. You ask a question. Does that seem fair?
Okay, I ask first.
Go on then.
What are you? How do you fade in and out? How are you adding outros into the ends of my videos?
Yorkie bars, Yorkshire puddings, York Review. It's all the same to me.
No, look, I don't...
Matter. Why are you continuing this series? You know you've already failed.
Not failed.
You know you aren't doing these towns in ascending order. And look at what you're doing now. You're camped up in the middle of a field, shouting at no one. Why can't you admit that you have failed this series?
I'm not stopping York Review. You say that you cause these pandemics. You say that you're causing flooding, wild storms. But if you had these powers, why don't you just stop me?
If I killed you, lad, that would not stop York Review. Someone else would come along to continue it. Only you can kill this idea. That is why I will not attack you. All I'm gonna do is try and persuade you.
I'm going to continue York Review.
It looks like you're not gonna stop, so here's my ultimatum. You can do Scarborough. It's a nice town to end on. But if you go to Hornsea, that will hurt you.
I thought you said you weren't going to attack me.
I don't have to.